Hello. So, we are going to talk about the attachment to healthy eating versus attachment to ongoing use of GLP-1s, Ozempic, and other weight loss medication. So, I'm going to start off really to talk about why we take Ozempic or GLP-1s is to maintain your ideal weight, right? So, at what expense? Because your organs are being taken over by the third party, basically, which is the medication, is saying, I'm going to take over your body and handle this. So, what does that mean when you've decided to do that? You're actually giving your power away to the medications. Now, I'm going to give you the perspective of a maturation coach on this, which is my holding as you come into this container. So, what you're saying is your body, I don't trust my body enough to listen to what I need and what it's telling me. So, then when you are meditating or praying, you really have to sit with the responsibility that you want to take and the commitment you have for your health and your body. Because the real thing to think about here and to journal is, where else have you given your power away in your life currently? Because if you can do this with your health and your body, which is a main asset for you, is there something else that you're giving your power away? Because this is going to bring out, right? Your body is picking up, it's the 3D matter, picking up signals of what your soul is saying. So it accumulates what is being ignored. So the cellular network between the 3D body and your soul, something like 37 trillion cells act as your conscious being. This is what science is trying out to prove. So what do you need to do to take your power back? How can you be the great listener for your own self? Because it starts with us first before we can be great listeners, children, to our other partners and so forth. Really, so when we talk about emotional eating, we're really talking about which part of us are we ignoring, we're not very conscious of. So this container really is to realign and re-anchor yourself and really look at what you're doing in other aspects of your life where it's coming up with your food. So where you're not aware of, where your mind is trying to silence your body itself. So we're going to go inwards. We're going to see where you haven't set your boundaries within yourself, let alone with anybody else. And that's what it means about being in your power. So you're going to get more clarity, be honest with yourself, and take the accountability and responsibility back for your own healing, for your own body. So, in order for you to feel safe in your body and take the power back, this is where we come in.
That's so true. One of the things that often, because individuals haven't been really listening to their bodies, they don't really know how to sort of in. Body's probably been sending messages for a long time, but after a while, the body then struggles, and you're not reading those messages. And so this is where we start ending up into this sort of starts happening. So we're doing a lot of things on autopilot. We're not thinking. We're not listening. We're not responding. This is how then you say, because we haven't been listening, our eating patterns can start changing. Not just eating patterns, it could be in terms of other habits, exercise, for example, as well. Just lose sight of what the body's really telling us that it needs. We're just,
Yeah. Once we really get and dissolve that, and that's why I go in the container first with the 3 sessions. And once we dissolve that thing that's blocking you, then you listen to your body and see nutritional wise, what is it that you need to focus on? Is it hormones? Is it digestive systems? You go into really nourishing your body where it's missing those vitamins and minerals. It's that sort of combination and those sort of modalities. And between us, we have quite a few. I think I put on LinkedIn, 2 industries, 2 professional, 20 modalities between us, because it really is. So you are being held in a powerful container and something that's going to change your
Mm.
well-being. So we're going to put lots of links. We're doing a free discovery call into our container that you can join us on. Or if you feel you need a bit more holding and a bit more information, we're also doing a masterclass. So the choice is yours. We're giving you the formats that you feel comfortable in committing to. So join
Mm.
us.
So by working through what really might be triggering maybe habits, with Shimo, we start then looking more into eating patterns and understanding your eating patterns, because often those eating patterns can be anchors to emotions, habits as well. And it's understanding, I think, through the Shima's work with you, you'll begin to understand a bit more about why you might be making some of those decisions. And we'll be looking at how do we reframe your eating patterns to really suit you and your body. So listening to your body's cues and understanding what your needs are nutritionally. Um, and this is where about your eating patterns, some people, at the end of the day, we live by rhythms, but life nowadays, I think we've lost sight of those rhythms. And so by working through this, it's sort of trying to engage again, sort of connect with what your natural rhythm is. Are you a morning person? Should you having a bigger meal in the morning? Is that going to sustain you better? Because that is what your body needs. Maybe you've got patterns where you eat in the evening and where we need to work on those. And maybe it's the timings and the snacks that you're having. All of these
Yeah.
roll up into understanding your body really needs and why you're making those decisions often when it comes to meal timings and meals.
Yeah. I think one thing I'll work on this, notice my sugar cravings were happening at a certain time of the day and what I was eating and then what I compensated, realized that. And what I am as my last meal of the day, so I can sleep better. And this was something that really changed sleeping pattern, especially through the perimenopause phase. As also I remember, just giving these an example as a person because that has really affected how I show up energetic, and also the seeds and importance and the significance of that as somebody who was not aware of that until, the times and, the period cycle and so forth. So
Mm.
this is also very huge. And once we can sort of look at the emotional stuff, then we're left with right.
Mm. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
I talked about eating what often crave sugar. People find that when they're stressed, they're doing it. They're picking up because it's become a habit. That's become a habit and a routine. So by understanding your patterns, you can then really address what you're actually physically doing then. It's all very fluid. You're not going to be very rigid, but it's making you understand why you're being drawn to certain foods, the timing of them. Again, it's just working through the core with Shima, with yourself, to then really then start focusing on what your body really needs nutritionally.
Yeah. I can't emphasize the importance of self-awareness
Mm.
because when we are in our minds doing, we only know what we know, which is a very limited of our own knowledge base. The thing is to be really curious of what we don't know, of how we can
Mm.
learn things about ourselves. And this is a really fast track way of doing that. This is something that AI won't give you.
Yes, and it's not going to know you.
Yeah, I have clients who go
Mm.
on there and it's not the same thing. Talking about a few modalities and very specific to you. And on an emotional level, I can say that you aren't getting that answers through AI. But from a nourishment point of view, it's also very limiting. So
Mm.
my invitation is to be curious and be ever evolving and learning and not judge ourselves or blame ourselves.
Mm.
Instead, do the learning and be curious. Join us. Okay.